Hey guys, I got here for you today the Extrema Ratio 185th Regiment RAO knife. Let's try to make this, keep it simple here. Okay. So here's the case it comes in. We'll talk about that later. But right now, I want to talk about the actual knife. Here it is. Let's get into it. Blade length of 4.5 inches. It's got a handle length of 5.5 inches with a total length of 10 inches all together. Alright, it's got a weight of 11.9 ounces. Yes, it is a heavy one. And it is designed to be extremely versatile military tool for you to be able to do prying tasks with it and combat and all kinds of stuff. The price. The price off the website is $500. A lot of people are not going to be willing to drop 5 big ones on this. It's a little too much for their everyday needs and stuff like that. I was lucky enough to find mine and get it for $275, and after finding out as much as I found out about the knife, I decided, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. This is my most expensive knife as of now, but I have a lot of faith in it. I have tested it a little bit, but there will be more testing to come. Alright, it features a roll lock and this screw-on pin that gets screwed into this hole over here. And if you can screw it when the blade is closed or open, and it will not let it be opened or closed. Once it's in there, you have to actually go and manually unscrew it to close it or open it. So this knife is what they call a like fixed blade. We'll talk more about that in a second. It has this metal strikers back here. You can see it just the spacer back here kind of sticks out, so you can strike things with it, of course. And it has a lanyard hole, which comes out of the factory occupied with already this little stretchy string. I mean, it doesn't seem to be stretchy, but it is. Okay. The blade details. It's got a thickness of 6 millimeters. So this is a really thick blade right here. 6 millimeters. Also, it is at the widest point right here. The blade is 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches wide. The material on the website said that the blade is made of is N690, and then it said parentheses 58 HCR. I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard of it, but it must be pretty good. I've seen some hard testing of this. It's got this black finish here, which they call I believe testudo finished. It's pretty strong. It's good. I mean, it hasn't come off for me so far, but I haven't given it an extreme amount of use yet. Alright. The ready sharpnesses, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5, meaning that it is sharp enough to shave hairs with. The geometric strength, I'm going to give it excellent. The geometric strength of the blade, as you can see here, this is actually a very held back tip. It doesn't like stick out as much as anything that's made for penetrating. This is mostly made for being able to take a lot of force without the tip snapping off or anything, for you to be able to pry things and pick at things and stab through harder materials without the tip snapping off. Okay, the handle, it didn't say what material it's made of, but all it does say is that it is anti-corrodal and anodized black. It is not textured and is pretty slippery, unfortunately, and also it's actually kind of edgy here at the bottom. If you grip it hard, you can really feel these edges sticking into your fingers, and it's kind of uncomfortable. This jimping up here, perfect. Up here for reverse grip, also perfect. I really enjoy it. It's good. It doesn't look like it's going to grip your finger because it looks like it's really big. And it probably is designed to be used with gloves, but it works fine this way. let's see, the overall ergonomics of the knife are okay. Deployment and details. The deployment methods of this knife are, as you've seen me do already, this like thing, this, I don't know if it's supposed to be this, but it's got like this indent here, kind of like groove or whatever, and you just kind of catch your finger on this little corner here and just push down and out, and once it flicks out like that, once it gets past that retention point, you just flick your wrist and it comes out like that. Another way you can do it is you can release the roll lock and then just whip, sorry about that, just whip your wrist and it should come out like that too. I think I like the thumb better, but that's up to you guys. Let's see. So the fastest way to do it, in my experience, is just holding it down like this, releasing the lock, and the blade just kind of comes out because of the gravity. Will just pull it down. It's a very heavy blade, so you can always use gravity to help you. Let's see. It's got a roll lock, which what it does is it is in this little indentation right here in the tang of the blade. It sits in there, but only about one third of the way, or I would say maybe 1/4 of the way. The roll lock, you can see, still sticks out on top of that, so it gives it enough for you to be able to apply very little with some effort, but not too much. Be able to just roll it up from there, and it starts rolling and rolling here until it lands on this really deep cutout, and that's where it locks in. Now, we'll talk about this later, but I did hear that the lock is not the best, and I mean, I have seen a video where the guy just destroys it completely with some heavy use, and it's got a little bit of a design flaw that I'll also talk about later. Okay, let's see. The strength of the lock is good and excellent. If you put this on there, this will not close on you. I mean, unless you slam it into something hard enough to snap this metal pin, which I highly doubt. If you really don't want it to close, you'll put this on it. You'll just use it as a fixed blade. Okay. I'm going to give it one-handed use. I'm going to give it a good, not an excellent, because it's not the most comfortable thing. It takes quite a while to get used to opening it like this without having to over loosen this pivot screw here. Alright. Carry method. This doesn't have pocket clips. This only comes in the sheath. But let's talk about it real quick. Okay, here's the sheath. As you can see here, it comes with this diamond sharpener and this extra little pocket here. Let me take it out just so I can explain to you guys better how the sheath works. The sheath is MOLLE compatible, as you can see here. And it is got this pocket here with a clip. And you can put the knife in here, like this, and carry it around on your belt or on your vest if you're in the military, in the folded position, like this. Right? Another thing you can do, which I really like about this, the versatility of the sheath, is you can carry the knife as a fixed blade. You open it, you screw this pin in, or if you don't want to, you don't have to screw it in, and on the back here, you can carry it as a fixed blade. Something awesome about this I noticed is this, the strap that holds it in the fixed blade carry position, grabs the hilt right here rather than the middle of the handle, meaning that this is good for you to carry it upside down on your vest or sideways or whatever, and it's not going to fall out by itself until you decide to unbutton this. And even if you unbutton this, it still retains it a little bit. Not a lot, but it retains it enough so that if you're carrying it like this, it's probably going to stay in there if you're not doing anything too crazy. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna go on to the practicality. For utility, I'm gonna say it's too big and scary. You're not gonna pull this out in public. People are gonna freak out, kind of call the cops, you know, all that kind of stuff. Besides, this is not the ideal tip. It is a Tonto, and Tontos are the best for everything, but this is a modified Tonto. It's a little too stubby, and it's not gonna be good for piercing things or opening your mail at all with it or anything, or boxes. You might as well get another smaller knife. And if you're really looking for a utility knife, you can spend like way less money and get something that'll do the job. this is not going to be your utility knife. For self-defense, I'm going to say it's good, but not if you're trying to be non-lethal, because for non-lethality, ideally you want to grip the knife in the close position to use it as a striking tool. There's really no comfortable way of grabbing this in an open position using a striking tool. This is really wide, and it just, you can't really get your fingers around it comfortably, and it's not very grippy. It'll slip, you know. So the only way we really use it is open. And I think for self-defense and deterrent, it's great. People are gonna think twice. The attackers are gonna think twice about messing with you if you pull this out on them. Then again, you're not gonna be able to be non-lethal with this unless you're very careful. You could end up accidentally killing someone, and you don't want to do that. So this is not gonna be ideal for non-lethal attacks or for self-defense. It's gonna be perfect if you're if you're in a situation where you absolutely have to kill or at least maim the person that's attacking you. For survival, I'm gonna say it's good. It's gonna take a lot of force, batoning and everything, and like I said, we'll get into this later, but it will develop a lot of blade play, and although the blade play, it'll still hold up. Combat. This is made for combat, so that's gonna be the best thing. Like I said, it's not very good with non-lethality. If you're in combat, you don't really care about that. I mean, it depends what you're doing, I guess, but it's not a big factor. This is a weapon. That's what it's made to do, is to kill people, and also be a tool to pry things open and stuff like that. My personal experience with it, I have first thoughts are that it's a tank. It's big, it's hefty, it looks like it will withstand a lot of force. My likes are that it's tough, and my dislikes are that not enough engineering went into the design. And this brings me to my. This will also bring me to my possible modifications. Really quickly, let's talk about the few flaws that I see the knife has. So the roll lock is not designed to have room for any wear. After some time, it will develop a lot of blade play because it will wear down. And as you can see here, when it clicks down, it goes all the way down. It does not leave any room here, like the Benchmades or anything, or like the arc locks from the SOGs. It does not leave any room like that for it to wear down and then, as time passes, go down into it, sink further. It doesn't do that, so it's going to develop blade play. And I think that's something that could have easily been fixed. Another design flaw I don't like about it, this here, the tang of the blade sticks out when it's folded position, and you know what, it's not a huge deal, but I mean, depending where you are, terrain, if you're in the military or something, if you oil this, it says you have to oil it regularly, but having this stick out like that, the oil is going to rub off on everything. It's going to come out of here, you're going to get dirt in there, and it's going to eventually probably just jam your knife, and you don't want that. So I think this is something, once again, that could have very easily been fixed. The next design flaw, so this pin over here, sure, it seems very easy to screw on, but watch this. As I put it in to screw it in manually, it has, I believe, 8 turns before it's completely screwed in. The elastic thing starts churning and winding like this, and this is annoying, and it does get in the way when you're screwing it. It makes it a little harder because it pulls back a little bit. That's annoying. That's something that could have easily been fixed if the makers were to further test the geez, I'm blanking out. The original knife they made, the prototype, that's what I'm looking for. They're gonna, if they tested the prototype more, they would have realized maybe we should put something here that's a little thinner, and it allows some spinning from the lanyard hole in order for it to spin freely from here and not tangle up like crazy. Alright, those are the flaws it's got. Onto the possible modifications. I am gonna take the handles off. I'm gonna make G10 scale handles out of it, and I am gonna put a pocket clip on here for it to be a little more carryable in my pocket. I'm gonna use it as everyday carry for a while, and I'm gonna give it some harder use. See what it's capable of. Now, I'm also gonna put a little lanyard here to hopefully stop this from doing this so much, or if anything, I'll just buy some thinner paracord and I'll replace this with that. Now, the thing I was going to talk about, this not being able to take a lot of force to lock. There was this video of this German guy at a construction site. He just kind of beats the knife up. He does all kinds of awful things to it, and really the knife really holds up. The blade, the lock, by the end of the video, he gets it new from the box before he starts beating on it. But by the end of the video, which is a really short video too, he's going like this, shaking the knife. You can hear the blade rattling like crazy. That's not something you really want if you're gonna be deployed with this. If you're gonna trust this knife with your life. So those are some of the few things that I see are wrong with a knife. And after I put a pocket clip on it, I decided, here's my little survival Altoids kit and a little compass. Here's what I'm going to do with a sheath. So, since going camping, people don't give you bad looks for having big knives while you're camping, I'm going to have this. As you can see, here's a sharpener. And I'm going to carry it as a fixed blade, because people don't freak out when they see big knives while camping. I mean, you're camping, why should they freak out? Or hiking or stuff like that, whatever. So I'm going to have that there. And I decided, okay, here, compass down here. Altoids can here. Survival kit, right? Look, you clip it on. All good. And you can still carry the knife in the fixed blade position. Perfect. Alright guys, that's just about it for this knife. I'll get back to you guys with another video later on about the modifications and the hardies I've been able to give it. Thank you guys for watching, and please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share it with your friends. Alright guys, have a nice day.